James Coe is joining us.
What up, James?
What's cracking, guys?
Hey, love is love.
Oh, man. This is great.
Hey, I just want to say this, as I intro James Coe, oftentimes we say, James Coe from, you're going to know James Coe from the Green Light Pod. Every freaking Friday, James Coe is going to join us.
Love it.
And he is going to help us set our lineups. And it's probably going to end in a two-way tie for best in the league.
That's right.
With the tutelage of James Coe. James,
what's cracking, dude?
You got to look at our rosters.
I did.
We didn't tip our caps as to whose roster was whose. Give us the breakdown right now.
I just called it like the Justin Herbert team and the Lamar Jackson team, right?
Perfect.
Yeah, and for me, it was like I looked at the rosters for about 5 seconds, and I'm like 99.99% sure the Lamar Jackson team is making.
How do you know this?
Dude, that team is hipster as fuck, bro. Like, what?
What's the most hipstery pick in his whole draft?
Like he made the Jerry Jeudy pick, which is great. Yep. I love it, But like what the dead giveaway, like bro, who's out here drafting Marquez Callaway? Like how many casuals are drafting Marquez Callaway, bro? Like this is not how like I get like in my industry, like if you're playing with a bunch of like seasoned vets, it's like yeah, of course Callaway is going like 9th, 10th round, right? But like in like a more home league, like man, Marquez Callaway's on the waiver wire, dog. Like the fact that he's being rostered here, I'm like, yeah. That 100% is Macon's team.
It's funny.
You might not understand. This is a compliment.
Yeah, he's complimenting. I totally get it. I totally get it. But also, it's unlike Coe to tip his cap as to who won the draft.
I don't think he's done that yet.
I feel like there's a twist here.
Okay.
I feel like there's a twist here. And by the way, I did draft Marquez Callaway in one of my other leagues actually just last night.
There you go.
Round 11, by the way, Callaway here in this league. That's what I'm saying, James.
I liked your Tyler Higbee pick a lot. Okay, I think Higbee's going to have a great year. Compliments, full marks.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's gonna get off the bench of the Houses squad, but I appreciate you. Yeah.
Logan Thomas also hipstery.
Yeah, Logan Thomas super hipstery, but I mean, and again, even like guys like Austin Eckler too. It's like great pass catching running back. Right. This is a PPR league, yeah.
PPR, yep.
Okay, so there you go. I mean, in terms of grades, like, I'd probably say Macon got a great team.
Great. Good for you, Meg.
I mean, the bottom line is you guys are in a 10-man league. You guys really should both have really, really good rosters. And I would say probably like a good solid B+ A- for Macon's team. Just great depth everywhere. Kind of when I look at that team, it's like, I don't know. And also, by the way, I'm assuming you got lucky with the Gus Edwards pick or no?
Very much so. I was infatuated with J.K. Dobbins, and he got hurt the night before we drafted. So
I see. But you didn't know he was going to be out the season.
I did know by the time of the draft, as should everyone else have known, but I got Gus in round 9. So I was aware of the circumstances. Yeah.
What a pro you are.
Yeah.
What a pro you are.
Hey, James, just to talk about the top of the draft. So I had done several mock drafts in preparation for this. And I had decided
it's amazing
of course you
have time for several mock drafts.
I was on vacation.
You don't have any time for us to text you about the podcast.
I was on vacation. So I had decided that pick 7 was just about the worst place to be this year. And though it was irrelevant, I decided even if I were at 3, I would take Zeke this year. He falls to 7. Chris goes Derrick Henry right in front of me. Our savvy picker Mike went Devontae Adams at 4. That's what kind of threw everything into flux in the first round. And someone took a flyer on. It's hard to say take a flyer, but someone took a flyer on Saquon at 5. So Zeke was there. Could have gone Travis Kelce, but as soon as you took Derrick Henry at 6, it was instantaneous.
You're really
Zeke.
Excited about the Zeke thing. What do you think about the Zeke thing, Co?
I had decided my dude in PPR, I was going to swallow my pride. I would have been on this show with James Coe being told that my team sucked, but I was going to take Austin Eckler at 7 overall.
Yeah.
And then he's there at 14 on the way back.
Well, that's great. You got him on the boomerang. Co, what do you think about our friend Zeke Elliott this year?
The one thing that concerns me is that he saw a lot of career low numbers last year, right? I mean, career low yards per game from a rushing standpoint. And really his target share in that passing attack really fell off, especially as the season wore on. So, and I guess overall, the one concern I would have with Zeke is, man, the mileage. This is a dude that has been, had a lot of touches going all the way back to his days at Ohio State. So I'm a little concerned that maybe the wheels are going to fall off relatively soon. But golly, how do you not get hyped just seeing him on the reality show and everything? Hard Knocks. Bro, he looks like he is in shape. And you guys know, it's like, you guys have seen Zeke in training camp before. He's never this in shape. You know what I'm saying? Like, he gets more in shape as the season wears on, but golly, man, the dude looks like he is ripped right now.
There is something to like having a bounce back year and being incredibly motivated. But as you said, shout out to Jackson Brown, running on empty is what Zeke's doing. And he might look great on the exterior, but his insides might look, pretty worn. And the offensive line, there have been a couple questions the last couple years.
Yeah.
And I just feel like he had such a great foundation for his career behind that awesome offensive line, which is not the same as it was.
He was so bad last year, guys, and yet RB9 and PPR.
Okay.
And if Dak is healthy with those weapons on the outside, I love it.
Tell me about. There's one pick I made that I immediately regretted. Do you want to take a guess there, Macon and James Coe?
Let me just take a quick peek here. I'm gonna say Brandon Cooks.
No, I'm so excited about that. Not only is one of the greatest football players known to man now back in Green Bay and Randall Cobb, so there's a ton of touches for Brandon Cooks, but he's consistent. Who else is going to catch the ball?
Somebody's got to. It's true.
I know who
it was. Actually, tell me.
Keenan Allen.
No, Jamar Chase.
Huh.
I'm really nervous about Jamar Chase. What are you hearing based on the preseason production and the chatter about Jamar Chase this year, James Coe?
I mean, listen, obviously his game against Washington was an abject nightmare. 3 targets, 3 drops. My God, it couldn't have been worse. And but I think my takeaway from that game, though, wasn't the drops. It was actually the separation. Yeah. If you notice and you go back and look, the kid had created tremendous separation. He earned those targets. Yeah. It's not like they were force feeding him, right? Like, he earned those targets. He was just wide open. And you're seeing this big body guy. He still has the explosiveness, which I love. But let's be real. The guy hasn't played meaningful football in 18 months. Yeah. Right. So the rust is to be expected. He's knocking some of it off. I'm actually extremely excited about Jamar Chase. So yeah, no, I mean, I look at that pick and actually I look at that pick and I'm like, yeah, that's one of the better picks that I think you made, actually.
So that's what I was doing.
Yeah, nice. If there were a time in the draft that I could have pressed pause and had to redo myself, it would have been round 6 where I took OBJ, just because the health is such a question mark. And yet I don't know if there's anybody behind him there that I would have preferred. I went Odell when I already had Justin Jefferson and AJ Brown in the fold. Right after Odell, Mike Davis.
Mike Davis is not a bad pick,
Brandon Ayuk.
I don't hate the Mike Davis pick, but I'm not the expert.
Kyle Pitts, all guys that went after Odell. What do you think about Odell this year?
I'm actually surprised Kyle Pitts lasted that long.
Yeah.
If you were telling me Brandon Ayuk is there, again, you want to talk about hipster AF, like, yeah, I'm probably going Brandon Ayuk. There's a lot of, interesting analytics out there. And in particular, look, I've partnered up with my buddy with receptionperception.com. It's a wide receiver evaluation tool, but the bottom line is Brandon Ayuk, actually, you look at the analytics, man, like, he profiles like an in his prime AJ Green. So give me that dude. I think it's going to be a huge breakout year for Brandon Ayuk this year. And I think fans just don't know, like regular fans just don't know that the breakout is coming. But I think Brandon Ayuk is going to have a huge year this year.
I'm psyched about him also. I grabbed somebody in one of my other leagues last night, and it felt hipstery. It felt like a big risk.
You're a big fantasy guy.
Well, I mean, it's not like he's a deep sleeper, but it's Trey Sermon.
Yeah.
Trey Sermon, I feel like has a lot of upside this year, and with the Mostert injury history and the fact that everybody eats in that offense, do you feel like Trey Sermon is going to be a value pick this year?
I love Trey Sermon, and again, if Raheem Mostert, I guess, wasn't there or it wasn't projected to be the starter, I think, Trey Sermon's probably a guy that a lot of folks would take a gamble on in the third or fourth round. This is a guy that playing in an offense, as you mentioned, Chris, everyone eats in that offense, man. Kyle Shanahan's run offense is the best in the league. And not only that, it's been going back decades. Like his dad has produced how many of these tremendous fantasy running backs, right? So it's the best run. That outside run zone scheme is like, it's unstoppable. And Trey Sermon, highly productive at Ohio State. I love that 1-2 tandem with Raheem Mostert and Trey Sermon. I'm not worried about it, as a matter of fact. Like, if every other week you're getting, top 10 running back production, are you going to be mad about that? Getting that in like the 6th, 7th, 8th round? No, you're not going to be mad about that. So yeah, no, man, I love Trey Sermon.
I don't get mad, dude. I get even. And you got a question.
Well, to circle back and be clear, I asked James what he thought about OBJ this year, and he said Brandon Ayuk's going to be great. So I feel good about that pick. Hey, we've got.
He never graded my team.
Oh, that's true. That's coming. I'm sure that's coming. We've got 2 flex spots. Chris currently going Jamar Chase, Brandon Cooks. I'm going OBJ, Jerry Jeudy. Anybody on our benches? Are you seeing week 1? We don't have to go through the individual matchups, but anybody you would plug in there instead of those 4?
Yeah, I mean, OBJ is an interesting one. I don't know if he's fully back yet. I mean, you can believe that he's going to have a great overall season. I just think early on it might be a little bit of a struggle. Plus, again, he still has to find that chemistry with Baker. That's just obvious, right? Like, he just doesn't have it right now. So maybe that's a pick that pays off later in the season.
Oh, they were on a boat.
I probably would start Gus Edwards day 1. Like, why not? Yeah. You know what I mean? So they're going to run the ball a ton. Gus Edwards is a guy that's, average over 5 yards a carry. He's just a great player. Is he a pass catcher? No. But he's going to put work in on the ground. I probably start him just immediately week 1 and just kind of sort of set and forget it. In terms of Chris's team, like, I don't know. Like, I get that somebody's got to catch the ball in Houston. I think the efficiencies metrics are just not going to be there. Boy, I don't know, man. Like, I look at the bench overall, and maybe I start Deebo Samuel over Brandon Cooks. I don't know. But, yeah, I think it's kind of sort of a toss-up there for me.
And hey, listen, by the way, I like both my tight ends to be crystal clear.
Start them.
A lot. Start
them both.
Mark Andrews and Dallas Goedert.
You're allowed to do that.
I didn't know
Okay,
that,
so wait, hold up. Chris, I have to ask you, because I need some inside info here, bro. Like, I know you've been talking up your guy Dallas Goedert over here, right? But like, I guess I don't get it, right? Like, Zach Ertz still there, still looming, and then they're talking about kumbaya moments up there in Philly. Like, I guess I'm just confused. Like, what is the deal? Like, what's going on with Ertz and Goddard?
Well, I think the big thing is you got one player who's, towards the end of his career. I mean, he's a great player. He could play another 5 if he wants to, I'm sure, God willing, and staying healthy. But Dallas Goedert is kind of an up and coming guy, and they've kind of reached a spot where they share the shine, I think, in Philly. And I think everybody knows that Goddard has a chance to be maybe not as good as Ertz, but a complete, dependable target with a lot of ability to find soft spots and zones, break tackles. He's and that's what Zach Ertz did for years. So looks familiar, but slightly different. And I think Jalen Hurts being young, it's not like Carson Wentz and Zach Ertz who came up together and you feel like you've got to get this guy the football. I mean, if you remember how much Carson threw the ball to Zach, it was almost like it was a problem in the Philly media and among Philly fans, like, get somebody else a target. But they were productive. I think Jalen Hurts and Dallas Goedert might have a real connection, and I'm just a big fan of the player.
All right, there you go.
Yeah,
man.
Hey,
we need a grade for the.
Oh yeah,
we
need that. We need that grade.
We need
for
a draft grade.
You can be harsh.
Hey, listen. I probably would give it a C. You know,
man, average. That's good.
First of all, off the jump, you killed it. Like, Derrick Henry and Chubb off the jump is crazy. Like, I can't believe Chubb fell to you that far. That's crazy to me, bro.
PPR.
It's PPR. PPR league.
I mean,
He's still going to score a lot of touchdowns.
Golly, hell yeah, he is. And again, if we're talking about like run schemes, like give me the Kevin Stefanski. It's for me, it's Shanahan, it's McVay, and then it's Stefanski's run scheme, man. Like Chubb is just going to go off, bro. Like he's such a good player. It's crazy. It's crazy. I stole
Lockett wherever I got Lockett. I felt like that was a steal.
Like I love what you did off the top, but bro, no depth at all. Like your third running back is AJ Dillon. He's a backup, dog.
Yeah,
like what are we doing out here, homie?
Yeah,
like, no, you need somebody.
Hey,
that's tough.
I might be willing to send the Gus bus your way for, say, Tyler Lockett. What do you say to that?
I say no.
Okay.
I say no. I'm playing to not lose the league. Okay.
Speaking of.
Yeah. We should talk about this.
Last place 2 years ago, guy had to
frosted tips.
Had to frost his tips.
Love it.
You would look good in some frosted tips, Co. You got a nice head of lettuce up there. There's a lot of tip to be frosted. We then last year went to the billboard. So
the billboard.
Our friend Mike Lewis ended up on a billboard outside of town that was quite expensive, and I forgot it was up for 2 months, and that ran up quite the bill. It was like a law firm style billboard. It was amazing. Like call 1-800-LOSE-LOSE, which happened to be
owned by 1-800-Flowers.
So people were driving by and calling 1-800-LOSE-LOSE to talk to Charlottesville's worst fantasy football player, and they were getting the 1-800-Flowers style tone.
That's amazing.
And those numbers and letters don't correspond. So 1-800-Flowers just must have bought up every single digit,
space.
Which is brilliant.
We got to decide on what the loser this year is going to do, and we pretty much have carte blanche because we're a moderately successful podcast, and the other guys, they don't have podcasts.
You bankrolled the billboard.
Yeah, we bankrolled the billboard. We'll bankroll the next punishment. So I read some of these, and you guys can react and you weigh in. Tattoo, classic.
Yeah,
you're not going to lose. You're not going to lose the league.
Injuries happen. I'm not getting a tattoo.
Okay. Take the ACT.
Okay.
I think you'd be fine with that because you'd go in there and smoke it.
Here's one. Trump 2024 sticker on your vehicle for the next calendar year.
Rather get the tattoo. Yeah, I'll get a neck tattoo first. Oh, I like this. Open mic comedy.
That's good.
That's pretty fucking good.
That's good.
Open mic comedy.
That's really
so somebody's got to go do some open mic comedy. Holding a sign on the downtown mall for 24 hours. We could come up with a sign. Taylor had an idea, which was that when he was in college, the guys buried a beer underground for like a calendar year and the loser had to drink it. I don't think that's harsh enough. I think we bury a Big Mac. And the loser has to eat the Big Mac.
I look exactly the same. I think they've done tests, actually.
Code, have you heard any good loser punishments?
Oh my God. I'm salivating trying to tell you guys this one, man. Like the one I saw online that I absolutely love. You've got to start an OnlyFans account and you can't get off until you actually earn $100.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That is good.
Yeah, but what if you like mail it in and you just suck and you're like, you never get to $100 and it just lives in perpetuity, but it's not.
Well, I think the point is that you have to do an OnlyFans. Like, first of all, I know this is going to sound shady. I don't know about OnlyFans. Okay,
neither do I. I just see.
I'm just saying,
people talking about it.
Right? Yeah, but I'm just saying, bro. Like, okay, so I think what it is, you got to make them do like a OnlyFans session once a week until they get to $100.
I think let's put OnlyFans in the bucket.
In the bucket.
Yeah.
The only problem is our great listeners are going to fund it.
Right. So maybe it's like the opposite.
That's true.
So we need to not promote it.
Yeah.
And just let this person.
No, or they have to post like for a period of time, and no sexually explicit content.
No. It's got to be obviously family friendly. That's obvious. No, actually, this is actually good. This would actually be dope. Actually, like whatever money this dude raises on OnlyFans. So put this dude on OnlyFans for like 6 months, right?
Yeah.
And whatever money he raises, just drop that right into Waterboys.
Yeah, that's good.
That is good.
Yeah, it's a little charity twist.
Yeah.
I think we could do the same thing with open mic comedy. Everybody that comes to the event, it goes to charity or in our coffers,
Yeah. People are losing sight of the ongoing viral pandemic a bit, but maybe we'll be past it come December or so.
How was your beach vacation?
Lovely.
Yeah. Hey, Any developing fantasy storylines around the league that are kind of going under the radar as we enter this final week of
drafting?
Yeah.
I mean, the two ones that kind of stick out to me just a bit. I'm bummed that Rashad Bateman got put on IR. You know, I was really hoping that he could kind of sort of start the season. He's just such a great fit for what Baltimore needs, and I know Lamar's been working on his passing outside the numbers as well. I was really excited. Now the injury kind of sort of scares me off. You know, we're talking about a rookie, needs to get deep downfield to be effective. We still have some question marks, obviously, with Lamar throwing, you know, outside the numbers and downfield. And a rookie just needs to build that, you know, chemistry with his quarterback. So I'm kind of sort of off on that. But how about T.Y. Hilton kind of landing on IR too? And, you know, that neck injury at his age and with the wear and tear and the mileage, that gives me a lot of great concern. But I think it's just, you know, wheels up for Michael Pittman. I think he's going to absolutely explode this year. I love Michael Pittman. By the way, for any of your listeners out there, if you're looking for like a deeper-ish sleeper, Nyheim Hines in that backfield, bro, like he's giving me Austin Eckler vibes big time, you know? I mean, actually, Eckler played behind a notable Wisconsin running back too, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like the guy ran a 4.38 40, and Indianapolis just finds creative ways to get him the football. So he's somebody that's going like the 11th round of 12-team league. So like in 10-teamers, he's like free. Like you could get him probably on the waiver wire in some spots in 10-man league. So he's just somebody that I would absolutely draft and stash and just see what happens as the season wears on.
So two things to take, two jewels to catch from there.
Hines was the penultimate Mr. Irrelevant in our league. He went second to last to Ditka's Stiffies.
Oh, nice. Well, I had two jewels that I wanted you to catch here. I don't know if you caught them. Mark Andrews getting the pigskin a lot. Okay, Paris Campbell getting the pigskin more than he would otherwise. Okay. Yeah. So all the things he just listed, all the storylines.
That's awesome.
Are the scales are tipped to
C+.
To the Liberty Cuckold. Yeah, that fucked me up. When my teachers used to like give back like a C project, I'd be like, oh great. It's good. It's average. There's a lot of smart people in this school. Same thing with the draft. So unlike Macon's sentiments, which were that the entire draft is full of idiots.
Full of fantasy idiots.
Okay, cool. James Coe, we appreciate you. We'll see you on Friday, dude. Like Coe's gonna be back every week, so we're psyched, and we'll be getting our lineups in order with regularity. James Coe, thank you.
Like I said, man, my only objective is that you guys don't come in last. That's it.
Won't be us. Not gonna be us.
Not gonna be us. Thank you, James.
Be
Love
us.
it. Thanks, all right, James. See you guys.
See you, buddy.